Welcome to Girl Please, where we dive into real conversations, real laughs, and real life. Just a quick note, the views and opinions expressed on this show are our own and don't represent anyone else's. We keep it fun, open, and honest, so let's get into it. This is Girl Please.
Welcome to our very first episode. I'm your host, Jessica.
And I'm your host, Carmen.
And this is Girl Please, the podcast.
I swear I'm breaking bad. Oh yeah, best believe you gon' come correct. Oh yeah, yeah. Just to let you know, you can't take my soul, but you get to me. I swear I'm breaking bad.
So first we're going to jump right into our first segment. It's called Wind Down With Us. A little explanation is Jessica and I like to sip on some wine, talk about our week, whatever we have going on, whatever's coming up. We might complain, we might uplift each other, whatever the case is. So today we decided to go with what we normally drink, and that is the Barefoot Riesling, found at your local Walmart.
Found at your local Walmart. Let me tell you something. So let me tell you something about some wine. It make you feel sexy, don't it?
So most people drink Moscato, which is a lot sweeter. It's like a dessert wine. Riesling is a little in between Moscato and a dry wine. So to me, it's right where it's supposed to be.
And I like it.
Let's toast, friend, to our very first episode.
Yes.
Much success, positivity, and growing.
Okay. And I would like to say that this is going to be a successful and abundant journey with you. Thank you, friend.
Thank you, friend.
Just like Carmen's kitchen.
Delicious. All right. So I think we wanted to talk a little bit about our friendship and how these vibes happened.
Yeah.
Basically, we were dating people that were friends. We were around each other a lot, and we just connected pretty much right off the bat. Were we pregnant at the same time?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, COVID just messed up my memory. So basically, we have remained friends for, I don't know, it's got to be about 5 years at this point.
Yeah. If
not a little bit longer. Jessica and I have remained very close through many different, life challenges. We're different ages. We went to different schools and things like that. But we basically, we've just connected at the soul. And we'll do anything together, whether it's with the kids, whether it's turning up, cooking, having some wine, hard times, easy times. It's always been just love and no judgment. So I really value that in our friendship.
Okay, friend, and I value it too because you make it a safe space and place at all times. And I think that is very important when you are having a friend because, you don't want somebody in your corner that's not for you.
Right.
And I feel like you are for me and I'm for you.
Absolutely.
And I want you to be happy, and I know you want me to be happy too.
Yes. Whatever that looks like. I want you to flourish.
Okay. Flourish. And we will, baby. And we will. So.
All right. So let's talk about some of our goals when it comes to this podcast. We really want to just reach people and be relatable. I think, like I said, we've both been through quite the journey in life, whether it was before we knew each other or after. And life has taken many turns where we've learned a lot. We made a lot of mistakes. We've been through good and bad. So I think sometimes people are lacking an alternative outlook on things, or sometimes feel like they're alone in the way that they think or what they go through, and they're ashamed to share. So while I plan on not being extremely specific, I also want to touch on things over time that I wish somebody would have talked to me about or validated in me so that I could move forward and learn things.
I agree with that because life is hard, and sometimes we make life harder than what it has to be, but that's because of the things that come to us in life. So just trying to be clear-minded, open-minded, and being able to tell a story that has affected my life but could possibly help somebody else's life is very important to me because, each one reach one.
I love that.
For sure.
If it's not in depth, you just scratching the surface.
So, Carmen, I've noticed your growth over these years as friends, and I just want to know what you feel like is going to come for you for 2025.
I plan on growing more mentally and emotionally, being more self-aware. Also, my kids are getting to an age where I think they need to learn some emotional knowledge, I guess. Teaching them how to meditate and things like that. My middle boy knows how to do that. But for me, I really want to be better at being consistent when it comes to my self-care. Because I find myself doing everything for everybody else, which is sometimes typical of women. But I want to be better at setting time aside for the gym because I've gotten out of that now that the CrossFit gym is closed, which really sucks. I also want to be better at planning when it comes to the little things like household wise. I want to continue to grow in my relationship. I'm really blessed with a healthy, happy relationship. So I want to be my best self when it comes to that. And also, of course, like grow my relationship with God, just so that I can just be the best me that I can be.
Yes, I love that.
What about you?
For me, friend, Lord Jesus. For one, I need to learn how to guard my mouth. I have been, I have felt very convicted.
About what?
About how I say things to people sometimes. I'm a really kind person. I'm not always on edge, but when I am on edge, I will say anything.
Okay.
So I feel like I need to guard my mouth a little bit better. Sometimes I feel like I am a huge procrastinator. I need to work on that for sure. Getting into deeper connections, deeper earthly connections, because a time period came in my life when I lost that. So now I'm trying to get back to, just being okay with this is earth and, things will happen, but, it's okay.
What do you mean by this is earth?
Because we're not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And even, when you think about those things, you got to think about that for your kids, your family, and who you leave behind and stuff like that. And going through something like that has caused me to have a disconnect with earth.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get better with that.
So you feel like you're more worried about the future, but in a negative way? Like what happens?
Not really that. I just became disconnected.
Okay.
Altogether, So when I try to have certain relationships, and even as, a parent, and it's crazy to say this, but sometimes I feel disconnected because of things that have happened.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to do better with that. And once I get on track with that, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
I feel like I have gotten to the point where I'm getting better, but it takes time.
I think the best way to connect with that part of yourself is just like looking around and like appreciating the small things.
And I do.
Yeah. And then also looking back and giving yourself credit for what you've been through, what you've gotten through, and how you've handled it. I think that the little things really matter.
They do.
Yeah.
And my walk with God and my faith is very, very strong. I definitely take time to do my devotionals. I want to make sure I keep doing that, and everything flourishes beautifully.
Yeah.
For me, my family, my friends, everybody that walks in my path, I want to be an inspiration to. Or if they are an inspiration to me, I take that with me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think sometimes voicing those things to people, too, is really important, because there's been times where I may share just a random word with somebody in a grocery store or whatever, and they say, oh, I really needed that. And then I've had moments too for me where I'm like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Or I needed to read that. So sometimes being vulnerable enough to acknowledge what somebody says to you that's positive goes a long way for you and them.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like Ralph was saying before, like I'm the motivational person in the group chat. My dad is like that. So all the morning messages that he sends, it really awakens my spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for that too. So just continuing to go on with life and know that every day is an opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like everybody on earth should feel that way too.
Right.
Because it is an opportunity. We all got the same 24. It's how we decide to, experience life in that 24 hours.
And you want to look yourself in the mirror every day and feel like you've done a good job for the day. I mean, it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes I'm like, I didn't do so good today at work,
right.
Or I didn't do my best as a parent. But what's something you would want to leave in 2024?
Ooh.
What are you done with?
Ooh. Wow. You hit me with something, girl.
Take your time. Take a sip.
Let me take a sip on that. Let me think about it. So what I'm going to leave in 2024, I'm going to try to leave my mouth in 2024.
Okay.
The rough talk in 2024. Other things that I would like to leave in 2024 is just not entertaining dumb stuff. Yeah. Stuff that I can't control, just moving on past that, because everybody got a life to live and everybody has choices to make, and I have to be okay with the choices that they make and also the choices that I make.
Yeah. I can say the same.
What would you like to leave in 2024?
What you said.
Exactly what you said. Leave all that dumb shit.
Leave the dumb shit somewhere else.
Okay.
Because we don't want it. Affected by the dumb shit. I had to comment back on it, whether text message or a conversation. I had to try to disprove things that were said to me that I know are not true about myself or my situation. I had to disprove those things. I had to put it out there.
Right.
But now I'm learning just to say, I don't know. It's fine if you feel that way.
Exactly.
You have to consider the source when it comes to people's comments or their opinions.
Yeah.
If that's not somebody you care to impress, if that's not somebody you care to be like, or they don't
be liked by,
or have their stuff together, as far as what your standard is, I just have found that I don't see the point there going back and forth.
It really is none, to be honest. And a lot of my earlier years in life, I did that.
Yeah.
You know? And when I hit 30, baby, you need to go on about your business. I probably hit by 25, I was already done with the dumb shit.
Oh, I'm proud of you. I took a lot longer.
I was already done with the dumb shit. But, dumb shit is going to come your way. It's just how you handle the situation. And please handle it like a lady. Act like a lady and think like a boss, baby. Yeah. Do that.
But every now and then, we've got time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because we can take it there.
I'm trying to cut down on the we've got time. I'm trying to cut down on the time I have for those things. So that's what I'd like to leave in 2024, is making space for things that don't serve me, that don't put me in a good light, in a good headspace. I'd like to leave that. And like you said, procrastination.
Yeah.
Because my laundry will sit on the table.
Girl, I will fold it and it'll sit on the couch.
Yes. So I gotta do better.
Can I get a maid? Can we get a maid?
Yeah. If anybody has any tips or links to maids that are very cheap that just do laundry, hit me up.
Not just laundry, I got dishes.
Walls, floors,
all that. But we could start with the laundry because I feel like that should take forever. Mm-hmm. If you was in my house, you would
existence.
Listen. You would feel like I had 8 kids at the house. Like, why do you have so many clothes you washing every day? Listen,
having 8 kids.
At least I'm washing them, baby. Just make sure you know that they washed.
Clean.
What's going on, listeners? Before we jump into the next section of the podcast, we want to take a second to thank our incredible sponsors, No Label. At No Label, they believe in more than just clothing. We believe in empowering individuals to embrace their mental health journey while fostering a sense of community that thrives on understanding and support. Not only do we create stylish clothing and comfortable streetwear for everybody from men, women to children, but we also support our community through a variety of mental health resources and mental health advocacy. We provide vital mental health support in the home, school, and community settings. Our mission is to eliminate stigma surrounding mental health to encourage open conversation. So when you choose No Label products, you're not only getting fantastic apparel, you're contributing to a movement that promotes mental health awareness and support. Together, we can make a difference. For more information, please visit our website at www.ihavenolabel.com to explore our empowering clothing line and discover more about the mental health support initiatives that we're doing in your communities today. Now let's get back to the show.
So we're gonna get into a little bit more stuff that we should be leaving in 2024.
I'm gonna refill you, friend.
Thank you, because I'm gonna need it.
Miss Jessica.
So things that we should leave in 2024. Well, because fill it up to the rim, baby. I'm gonna drink it, baby.
I'll drink it anyway.
Things we should leave in 2024. This Remy Ma, Clarissa Shields, and Pat Poose drama. Like, I'm just flabbergasted.
My one comment. First comment, I should say.
Okay, first, let's go.
Aren't they not together?
They are not.
So what's the issue?
When you get butt hurt,
Let's not even.
when you get butt hurt, you act like your butt hurt.
And things don't make sense.
And it don't.
Okay.
And I don't really know the ins and outs of their relationship. I was not in the home and whatnot, but I really feel like when you make somebody out to be this perfect person to the world and you validate that to the world, when you try to come back with some shit, it don't make sense to the world.
That's why you should keep your relationship away from the world.
Yeah. But y'all on here, black love, and he held you down for all these years. And, if you didn't feel like this man really did these things for you, why would you come out and publicly say that he did these things for you? And now you're saying stuff like, oh, he beat you at the house.
But I think she was saying those things after other people put them out there. Because from what I saw, it seemed like Remy stayed out of it for a minute. It seemed like, from my observation anyway, that Pat put her out there, saying that she cheated and things like that, and that she really, wasn't who she said she was. Clarissa Shields came out. She's got diss tracks and all kinds of stuff.
She should have left that shit alone. I'm just going to be honest. Stay in the ring, baby. Stay right there.
Stay in the ring.
Because
the diss tracks and things like that. Messing with Remy, who, as far as I remember, started as a battle rapper.
And she'll do something to you. So a little bit more than boxing. So I need you to really think about things before you start talking about these people like that. And the diss track won't it.
But it never makes sense anyway, if you are the new girl, to cause an issue with the ex when the ex is not worried about you.
See, I don't know though, because the ex kind of worried about her though. She had some things to say too.
Did she have things to say first though?
I don't know if it was first, last, or in the middle. But to even address it at all, like with me, when people arguing with me and stuff, I'm not gonna address it on Facebook.
No,
I'm gonna let you argue about your damn self, bitch. You look dumb.
Yeah,
and I only call you bitch because I don't know your name individually.
I think you know the names of those individuals.
I mean, I do, but I still don't know them like that for them to be, even coming to me like that. But, yeah, you can't move like that.
No, I think that things should stay off the internet, particularly when you're talking about a wife and an ex-husband and there's a child involved. Clarissa Shields, I don't know how serious their relationship is, but, she should probably stay out of it.
She should stay out of it because, I mean, somebody that was that dedicated to a woman, you kind of gotta, you don't know what his angle is.
Yeah.
It could be, I'm using you as somebody to get back at her.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the things that I want to say.
You should say those
Have
things.
the guys said anything to each other? Like Easy and
So apparently Papoose said that he knocked Easy out or something, and when he said he knocked him out, you know, everybody's seen it or whatever. So they have shared words or whatever. But from Easy's point of view, he was talking to Remy Ma for 2 years, and Papoose knew about it. Which is
not weird that they look just alike.
it's definitely weird.
She has a
They
type.
really,
I mean, that
Like what you
happens.
like.
they look just.
I don't think they look just alike, but they definitely similar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Take my own work, copy it, and change your answers. Like
yeah.
it's a real.
Clarissa and Remy ain't that far off either. Now that I think.
But you know, I don't think that she's.
Kind of the same look.
Mm,
I
I
just
think Remy
that,
Ma's prettier.
Oh yeah, she's definitely prettier. I think she's really dope. But you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's prettier.
It
or
doesn't.
whatever. People can
Personality.
be Halle Berry, they can be Beyonce, they can be whoever. People choose who they choose and what makes them happy. So, it may be her, Clarissa, that's making him happy. It could be just the situation and being away from Remy. We never know. But it seems like it's been something that's brewing that people are just now seeing what was really going on behind closed doors.
And the thing about it was, like, once you in the media and oh God, they're gonna railroad everything. You got a million comments about your life, and half of the shit that they talking about ain't even true.
Yeah, they should just keep it off the internet.
You know,
because they have to co-parent at the end of the day. You know.
Yes.
And if Clarissa plans on being somebody in his life that's serious, you know, the last thing she should want is for
There to be
his
beef.
ex-wife to have a problem with him or with her, or, you know, the child will see it eventually. So it's just not conducive to a healthy relationship all around.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So the next red flag, the next thing that we're gonna leave in 2024 is
Diddy. We're tired. We're tired of
we
hearing
tired of
how
all that
freaky you
goddamn
are.
baby oil. We tired of
We
it.
know. We
We knew
just
you was the
tired.
freak of the week when we knew you back in 1990 something.
Yeah.
We knew you was a freaky ass nigga.
We'll check back in May. I think it's May when he's gonna be tried or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't care.
I don't know. What else we want to leave in 2024? This Beyonce performance.
So we talked
I
about
have
this
so many
not
things
too
to
long
say
ago.
about her.
Not the performance, but Beyonce.
Yes.
How we were talking how we love Beyonce, but the old Beyonce, not the new Beyonce. I do like how now in her older age, if you will, having a family and husband, that she's very private.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
I feel like she's always been.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of interviews that you can go to and somebody checking Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not.
She's
It's
just
not happening.
very unbothered.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of chatter. There was a lot of chatter on the internet about her performance. She did a halftime performance where her daughter performed with her. Mm-hmm. She had on a white corset. She was right beside her. There was a lot of people criticizing the fact that her daughter was there. People criticized her actual performance. People criticized the fact that she was doing country music.
Criticize.
I just don't understand the hate for Beyonce. Like, why are you mad that she probably did what every performer's dream is?
Yeah.
To have your own child right next to you performing, you know, on an NFL stage, if you will. I don't understand why people are so mad about it.
I don't understand either. Like, I really love Beyonce. I'm not going to lie. Like,
Same.
you know, I have not gotten into this country era of hers.
Never listened to it.
And you know, it's crazy. I didn't give it a chance. So I might be wrong for not even giving it a chance. You know, it might be something on there that I might really like, because it is some country music that I do like now, baby.
I do not.
I mean, but it's some songs that I will listen to and I'll be like, I like the lyrics, because I'm a lyric person. So, you know, the lyrics is going to get me every time. So if you a country, you know, singer, songwriter, whatever, and the lyrics are good, I'm probably going to listen to it. But for that to be Beyonce's, you know, other avenue, it's kind of crazy. But what else can you do once you have done it all?
Done it all. I mean, I think it kind of makes sense for her to go into the country genre because she's from Texas,
Yeah.
Houston to be exact. So if you go to Houston, there are people that are
This
black.
ain't Texas.
I was about to sing too, but I'll spare y'all. I think it makes sense for her to try country music. Also, country music was started with people of color. So I think it's cool that she went back to the roots of that. I'm not sure if it started in Houston or another place, so I have to do my research on that.
Yeah.
But what can Beyonce not do, though?
She is a amazing performer.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that people criticize her and say this ain't it. You may not like her style, but you cannot deny the talent.
The talent is always there, and she's gonna give a show no matter what.
Yeah, there's gonna be somebody that likes it, people that don't, but that's okay. I just found a little bit of undertones of hate, but in a very bad way, because we all know that country is generally dominated by white people, right? And that's fine. I think they do it well, but I think it's unfortunate that anytime you see somebody step into that lane, they're just not given their credit.
I don't know, cause like you remember Nelly went into that country stuff.
That's all I can think about. All in my head. That was one
Over
song.
and over again.
If he made a whole album, would you listen?
No,
I wouldn't listen to a Nelly album now.
I wouldn't now.
But what about like Shabuzi not being even nominated?
I think that's unfortunate.
But why though? Why you think Shabuzi wasn't nominated? He had the best-selling record in 2024. Now they went back and was like, oh yes,
They don't like your kind.
So that's my yeah. So I mean, I completely feel your point on that.
Yeah.
I thought that was terrible too.
Yeah.
The dude had the biggest record of the year, and he wasn't even nominated for none of those awards.
And that's what it should be all about. I understand that he's a new artist, and yeah, he's different than the norm when it comes to country. But to downplay the success of that particular song is crazy. It shouldn't matter who did it, because you can't deny how big that song was.
You can't deny talent.
Yeah.
For
So I
what the
think he
record
keeps
is
going.
worth, because sometimes it's just one.
Yeah.
But
It just takes one.
yes.
But I think it's amazing that Beyonce has her own daughter in her performance with the NFL. I think that is probably a dream come true, maybe for both of them. I also think it's unfortunate that people criticize and act like she's too old for a corset and things like that. That's very on brand. That's very country attire. So it makes sense. She was covered. In my opinion, she was appropriate. So I think it's just hate all around.
It makes no sense. Everybody just wants to pass judgment. Like, let your kids do what your kids gonna do, and my kids gonna do what my kids gonna do. Other than that, I don't want to hear it.
Because if your kids were on that NFL field, what would they have on?
Exactly.
Something that made sense. Yeah.
Period. I'm gonna sip on this
I'm
again.
on that too. Anything else you want to leave in 2024? I feel like this is going to be a great year.
It's gonna be an amazing year.
2025. I can't believe how much time has passed and how old we are.
What?
In 2025.
I blinked and I was 30. Mom, can I please come back home?
I blinked and I was 40. Where? How did this happen? I don't act my age, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I just mean like I have so
You
much
have fun.
energy. Yeah,
I
young
love
at
that.
heart.
And I always tell you, you are not your age, girl. You are not.
Yeah, I get that from my mama.
Period.
So let's talk about some red flags.
Okay.
What are red flags initially? Like, I guess it could be when it comes to people you meet, friendship-wise, relationship-wise. What are red flags for you? Since we're talking about things we're leaving in 2024.
We need to leave them red flags to fucking 2024 too.
Let's talk about the things that we recognize, the things that we're not going to put up with that are red flags.
Whew. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot to dig into
Let's
because
get into it.
I hate to want to say this, because it just excludes people, and I'm not the person to do that. But if you have mommy issues,
Oh, I have that written down.
if you have mommy issues, please step aside. Step aside. Step aside.
What do you mean by mommy issues? Let's get a little deeper into that. And how does that affect you? What does that do for your mental when you encounter somebody like that?
When I encounter somebody that has mommy issues, I feel like you don't have the respect for your mother. And even if you do have the respect for your mother, it's not the respect for your mother that I have for my mother.
Right.
So it doesn't align. And the way that you act and conduct yourself and the things that you say may not be something that I'm willing to, put myself in that place to deal with. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm thinking when I say mommy issues.
Wait, so are you single?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not. Are you single?
I'm not.
Wow.
Little birdie told me to ask you that.
Not putting me on the spot.
So mommy issues. I agree. I think that when you see that someone, and I don't want to just talk about men. Mm-hmm. I think that also relates to girlfriends.
Yeah.
So I have encountered friends who do not have a good relationship with their mother, who maybe have been criticized a lot, competed with, who just don't have a good relationship with their mom. So to me, that means they don't really know how to interact with other women as friends in a healthy way. I've experienced that. And I think the same goes for men. If you don't have a certain regard, like respect is one thing, but regard to me is another.
Right.
If they don't have that respect and regard for their mother or their sisters or women in general, if they're not the type of person who will go out of their way to open a door for a stranger that's a woman, if they don't, if they won't stand up and let a woman sit when there's nowhere else to sit.
Right.
To me, those should be things that are natural to you.
And basic.
Yeah, those are basic things. But like I said, with women in particular, a red flag for me is when women say things like, I don't like girls, or I don't like women.
I'm kind of that. I'm not going to say I don't like girls. I don't like women. I just choose not to be around a lot of them because I can't take it, because everybody doesn't think the same way. And so when I'm thinking this way, you might be thinking another way. And I don't have a lot of time for the petty stuff. So I choose my friends very wisely, and I only have a few.
Do you think that gets in the way though of getting to know people? If you say things like, I don't have time for the pettiness.
No, that's just my boundary. I'm not gonna move that boundary to get to know somebody that's gonna be on bullshit. I'm not. If that's what you're doing, you can do that, but you're not gonna do it with me, even as a friend. You know what I'm saying? So, no.
Don't you think that happens pretty naturally though? Like that you're not gonna be around women who you don't align with.
Right.
I think at this point your energy probably attracts similar energies.
Yeah, that for me. But there's a lot of women that will still be around people that they don't like just because they want that comfort or that company.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that, but I mean, that's something deeper that they have to go through and figure out, like, why am I trying to attach myself to people that I really don't care to be with? I just want to be with them.
I think sometimes people have like a certain following, or they're popular, or they know what the motion is or whatever, and people want to attach themselves to that, but they're not understanding they're attaching themselves to whatever bullshit comes with that.
Yeah.
Because anytime you have motion, it's going to be some bullshit. It's going to be people that don't like you, that compete with you, or, whatever. I don't know. I think that comes with it. But I found myself trying to be a little more gentle with women. because I've learned that
we go through a lot.
Yeah, we go through a lot. Somebody might meet me on one day and have a completely different experience than they do on another day. If I'm in my head about bills, what I have going on at work, my kids, my relationship, or, whatever I'm dealing with, you might see me and I might not say a word. I might just be tunnel vision, So if somebody were to judge me on that day in that interaction, it would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because if you catch me on a good day, it's completely different. I have maybe a lot more to say or a more positive energy. So I think what I've been working on is trying to give grace to people that I expect or would like, I shouldn't say expect, would like for people to give me. Because I'm like a blooming onion. You ever been to Outback?
Yes, I love a blooming
it's like a
onion.
blooming onion. You just pick away the
I just love
pieces.
onions, period. Is that bad? Why am I saying that? Anyway, I
you
do
have gum,
love
it's fine.
onions. Huh?
If you have gum, it's fine.
Yeah.
I found that I like onions more as I'm getting older. Is that weird? Like on hot dogs, they're so good.
Yeah, I
And
actually
on
like them on
salad?
hot dogs.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good.
And on a sub,
Everything.
give me the
everything.
red
Give me all the
onions
onions.
raw.
Ooh, oh. What was that part? She said, raw. Not breathing that heavy,
I like sauteed
onions.
onions too, but I'm just saying,
Sauteed them for me, too.
But if I'm getting a sub, I'm gonna get them Jones raw. You know what I'm saying? But
Thin sliced.
Yeah.
Sliced preferably.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm trying to give people more grace. Just because I feel like I've been judged a lot, prejudged a lot. And sometimes I've hoped that my interactions with people were better than they were, because it doesn't really show a good representation of who I am.
I went through one of those experiences recently. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail, but
Tell us about it. We're not. Okay.
okay. I feel very convicted about how I responded to the situation, so I'm not gonna go into all details of this. But yeah, it's my mouth, and I told you at the beginning of this, like, I'm working on my mouth.
This is the second time I've heard the word conviction. So you know what that means to me?
And I really had to go to God with that, because I really felt bad.
Yeah.
I really felt bad.
Conviction is really good, though, because that means you're listening. That's how I feel about it. Conviction means that you're kind of putting your ear a little closer.
Yeah.
Because I think that means you're coming into a season of growth. When you start to really hear that and feel that conviction, it's like, oh, I need to work on that. And a lot of times it's stuff that you can say to yourself, well, I've always been that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like the more and more you work on yourself and like kind of cut the fat and perfect things, or at least acknowledge things that you need to work on, it's like there's another thing.
It helps you change. It helps you evolve.
Conviction is a blessing, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't want to hear it because you just want to talk how you want to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We like that sometimes. We're still working on that.
So let's move on to another red flag.
Okay.
What red flag do you have?
Actually, the very first one I wrote down was the same thing you
Mommy
said.
issues.
Mommy issues. Okay. I think I touched on that for the most part. Just that what I found is a person's relationship with their mother, or the important women in their life, whoever that is a reflection on generally how they treat women. I think that people that have issues with their mothers, maybe it's sometimes abandonment. Excuse me. Sometimes it's an issue of not trusting them. So then if you are dating or with someone like that, they tend to just never trust you.
Yeah.
What you say is not necessarily what it is.
Right.
And you can never prove, because in the back of their mind, the very person that they were supposed to trust the most, they can't trust. So I found that to be a very hard thing to get over. And I think that people can literally get over anything.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's called what, expert?
Reactive attachment disorder.
Thanks for putting a name to that.
Thank you.
So, man, I think that it affects people so much. I think your relationship with your mother and your father affects
definitely.
you so much. And anybody can do better. Anybody can be the exception to the rule. But I think that a lot of times people either don't want to admit the issue. They feel guilty for blaming a parent sometimes because you feel like, oh, well, they did their best, or, they did what they could.
Right.
They did the right thing. It doesn't change the fact that it affected you.
We're talking about this, so I just want to, dive deeper into that. And I feel like, with people.
How about you dive deeper into that?
Oh, is my cup still a little too high for you? Let me take a gulp. So, what I wanted to dive deeper on is that I don't think people take in consideration like what the parent, like if your parent abandoned you, what possibly happened to your parent in their childhood, the reason why they weren't able to be a good parent to you.
Yeah.
And people don't really think about that. I feel like they always want to, why did my mama leave me? Why did my daddy not, show up for me or whatever? But how was the parenting for them?
Why are they like that?
What did they go through?
I think sometimes we don't even see our parents as humans.
Yeah.
We don't even think about the fact that they were somebody before they were our parent.
And I'm guilty of that. Because I honestly, like, when I go around my parents, it's just like, oh, yeah, it's me. It's me.
Me.
Me. Mom, can you? I know she hated.
Oh, if my mom doesn't answer her phone, she's on punishment. Like, why would you not answer your phone?
Listen, I have everybody out there looking for my mama. Yeah. I remember this one time I was calling my mama. I couldn't find her. I done called my uncle. I done called my daddy. I done called everybody. Her phone, it was going straight to voicemail. I called. I'm like, Mom, I'm calling her. She ain't answering. So then, I'm like, I'm finna get in the car to go find my mama because I knew she was on the way from my uncle's house. So I get in the car. I'm like, I'm gonna go down the back road, see if I find my mama. I happened to go through town and see her truck at Dollar General. And I'm like, Mom.
She was busy.
Why you ain't answer your phone, B? Like, what are you talking about, girl? Like, I'm really over here looking for you. Yeah. Sugar lumps.
I've done the same.
Like, what are you doing?
I've said, Mom, you are not grown. You need to answer your phone
every
time I call you.
Check in.
Yeah.
But I'm the same person that leave my phone on silent and don't think about when she's calling me.
I'm the worst with that.
I am terrible.
I do it on purpose.
It happens.
Bad relationships with your parents, not just mother, but the mother in particular will affect how a man treats you, how a man sees you, what he thinks you're capable of. I have dated someone whose mother did a lot of bad things to him and just in general. So he just could not see women as valuable, or he couldn't see women as good people.
Right.
Like, he just thought that they were always, in the back of his head, it was always something hidden, if you will. And I could never convince him otherwise.
Right.
So we're going to leave that in 2024 as well.
We're going to leave that. Leave it. And I'm going to tell y'all something, to be honest, the things that we're leaving in 2024, if you really need some help with that, mental health is a thing. Take care of your mental health. Go to therapy.
Therapy, yes.
Therapy works. I will say that therapy did not work for me. I did my own thing, and I really, took on to God for my therapy. But if you need to talk to somebody, please go talk to somebody, because it's not helping anybody else that you are feeling this way or acting out this way, and nobody can really get to you. And you're allowing the things that happen in your childhood or other things to cause you to become this person that you don't have to be.
I think everybody should do therapy.
Yeah.
Because even if you had a decent upbringing, there's issues somewhere.
I mean, life happens, and it's going to hit you like a ton of damn bricks. I'm going to let you know.
There's things that we can't control, certain situations, especially as kids or, adolescents, that we have no control over. We don't pick our parents. We don't pick our family members. We don't pick the situations we're in. I can say for me, therapy was very helpful. I would like to go back. When I went to therapy, it was after a very, very tumultuous relationship. And I had to figure out why I allowed the things that I did. I had to figure out why I was seem to be a different person that I was initially than I was when I met that person. And I really, really wanted to make sure that once I did choose to be in a relationship, that I was a better version of myself, more self-aware, more aware of my flaws, as well as how I handle other people's flaws. I think that was my issue, was dealing with another person's flaws. I took it on my shoulders as if it was my issue to fix.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people make that mistake.
I think women do it too often.
We do it a lot because we're nurturers,
Yeah.
most of us.
And when you're in that state of being the healer, you feel like you're the healer. And sometimes people come to you because they need...
That's what I'll say to that. That's what therapy taught me. It's not my job, okay?
Okay, there is some professionals out there that are really therapists that's here to help you. All right, I'm going to let you know they're here to help you, baby. And I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say I sit here and regret anything that I've been through and the experience that I've had with people that had these issues or whatnot, you know, because it helped me become a better person too.
Yeah.
Like,
no regrets.
I just have to be a good person anyway. Yeah, and that's what I'm sticking to.
I think that's what's hard, is not allowing situations you've been through, whether you chose them or you didn't, to define who you become or who you are or how you treat others. Because when people go through certain things, either they become just like the person who did that to them, or they want to be better. Or they want to say, I don't want to expose someone to this, or I don't want to, have someone else have this experience behind me. So that's what I focused on in therapy, is why did I accept certain things? Why am I a people pleaser? That's what I found, is I was a people pleaser, which people that know me know that I'm very opinionated, pretty strong personality. So they're like, you're a people pleaser? But yeah, I really am. I want people to be happy.
Yeah.
I want people to be comfortable. If you come to my house, I'm like waiting on you. Not so much you because you've been there a lot. But like I want to feed people. I want people to be happy. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. So sometimes when you're in love or in a relationship,
you diminish your value to uplift somebody else.
Yeah. So I was a shell of who I was in the beginning.
Girl, walking on eggshells. Is that the next segment? Before we get into that, we're going to take a break. So speaking of eggshells, we have walked on a few during this episode, but we want you to know that you are in a safe space and a safe place to come kick it with me and Carmen.
Judgment free.
Okay, on Girl Please, the podcast. So please make sure you return. But before that, we want to let you know that we want some
topics, y'all. Send us what you would like to talk about, what you want to debate about, male or female, it doesn't matter. We have pretty big opinions. Both of us kind of play devil's advocate at times and have a pretty cool perspective. So send us your topics, please. We want to talk about what you want to talk about. We want to talk about positive things. We want to talk about negative things. We want to talk about all of it. Let's
all
discuss.
of the things. We are here for healing and a good time.
Yes. And bear with us because we're new to this. I know me personally, I don't like to be on a camera. I don't like to hear my own voice, so I don't even listen to the podcast. But I need y'all girls to listen.
Okay.
Like,
tag, click, and share, baby. Make sure you do that.
Share it. We want to make this a huge success. We want to reach out to y'all, talk to the people. But again, send us topics that we can talk about. And give us your feedback because we are new to this, but true to this.
Okay. Okay. We ain't new to this. We true to this, but we are new to this. So, but we still true to this.
Let's toast, friend.
All right. Thank you, girl. Happy 2025. Happy abundant life and prosperous life.
That wine is talking.
That wine got me a little tipsy over here,
the
baby.
Tongue is a little thick.
Help. Send some help. And
All
that's
right.
a wrap
That's
for
a wrap,
Girl
y'all.
Please the podcast.
Things so good and girl, you know it. Yeah, you know it. If you so bad and gonna show it. We make them mad, yeah, they know it.
It's Joe Frost.